which is why I got it twice, only.
Should be 2 over here.
Josh, it seems like I am determined to make that a 1 when it's a 2. Is that right, everybody? And then I did the same thing in the numerator. Stop me if you don't see that.
At the bottom there, that should be 1 plus 1 over.
Then I put the 2 in, didn't I? What if I was to tell you it didn't matter? What if I was to tell you that it didn't matter whether I had a 1 there or a 2 there? Because when I divide it by infinity, it's going to go to what? 0 either way, huh? Does everybody agree? And this is equal to 2 plus 0 times 2 plus 0 over 1 plus 0 times 1 plus 0. Isn't 1 over infinity 0? 2 over infinity 0? And doesn't that look like? Do you agree? Everybody? That's the easy way. What's the hard way?
Taking the derivative?
Yeah, the hard way is multiply these 2 out and these 2 out, and then take 2 derivatives of it. Use L'Hopital's rule twice. And if you don't feel entirely comfortable with what I did, do that. Do that. All I did was divide by the highest power of n. When I multiply this out, am I going to get n squared? And when I multiply this out, am I going to get n squared? And then I divided by the highest power of n. I'm sorry, divided by, what is 1 over n times 1 over n? Isn't that dividing by n squared? So that's all I did. But if you don't like my way, multiply them out and play the French national anthem twice. Okay? However, now you got to state a conclusion. Now, L equals 4. So, A sub n diverges by do we agree? So do you get the idea, everybody? Okay. I am, come on Ed.
Okay. I got an easy one for show the class.
Do what?
You want to read it out to you?
No, I want you to come up here and tell them about the ratio test and write on the screen, and I'll pass those out.
I just need to make 1 copy of this back page. Make a copy of this back page.
Okay. Okay.
All right. I like the root test. The reason I like it is because I set Mr. Scott's classes on all kinds of things with exponents.
Ed, you want to make a copy for everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the simplest example I can think of.
Okay. Now do it on the screen.
Okay. Let's see. Root test.
Pick any color you like. I think it's set on blue.
Okay. Okay. Here's something that you may know or may not know. What's the limit as n goes to infinity of the nth root of n?
That was one I showed y'all way back there. Now, it's okay not to remember, but you really have seen this. Go ahead, Ed.
How many people think it's zero?
I don't think it's zero.
Okay. How many people think it's one? Very good. The answer is one.
Make one bigger, Ed.
Okay, there we go. Can you all see that? That's. If you don't believe me, on your calculator, do the 100th root of 100. Do the millionth root of a million. You can see that number gets closer and closer and closer to 1. Okay? Now that you have that basic principle, all right, if you have a fund, I'm going to give the example of, what's that, 6, do you have it?
I gave it to Ms. Voss.
Okay. I believe I had, was it end of the 6 over 6 over 8?
Let's wait, she'll be right here.
Unless she's having to wait. I'll get it for you.
Okay. Well, we have the summation of n to the 6 over 6 to the n. Root test is designed when you have these exponents there. And what we're going to do is the same rules apply for the ratio test. We're going to take the limit as n goes to infinity of the nth root n to the 6 over 6 to the n. Okay.
Unless you go out and teach Cook how to work the calculator.
Okay. All right, so can anybody tell me what the nth root of n to the 6 is?
Six?
It's going to be n to the 6 divided by n, right? Everybody agree with that? The nth root of n to the 6 is n to the 6 over n.
Everybody remember that? The n square root's 1 over 2 is x to the 1 over 2.
And what's the nth root of 6 to the n?
6.
Very good. Now we can take our limit. What's the limit as n goes to infinity of n to the 6 over n? 6 over infinity, right?
Right.
6 stays the same. What's that equal to? What's 6 divided by infinity? 0. It's n to the 0, right? Over 6. What's anything to the 0th power?
1.
1.
Same rules apply. 1/6, this is less than 1. So by root test, it converges.
Very good. Thank you, Ed.
I also thank Mr. Scott.
The So the root test says that's the root test. That's the abbreviation for the root test.
Square root T.
Yeah, how about if we just use square root T for the root test? Shall we? We can use anything we want to, can't we? And if you wanted to, you could write out ROOTTEST. Okay, the root test has exactly the same rules as the ratio test. Exactly the same rules. You go through and you do what Dr. Thomas just did, and you call this L, just like I've been doing it, right? And you take note of the fact that L is less than 1, so it converges by the root test. You follow? That's why they're taught together. They have exactly the same rules. If L is equal to 1, tough luck, tough luck. If L is equal to 1, and if it's less than 1, it converges. If it's greater than 1, it diverges.
And all you do is you just in-root it.
You in-root it. That's all you do. Could I speak on behalf of my favorite test and tell you that it would work also? And this is a perfect example of these tests, isn't it? Pick the one you like. I think that I can do almost any problem with 2 of those tests. So I try to do it. But you pick what you like. Okay? I got time for one more problem, and then we'll quit for the day.
Is this the last test for learners or not?
No, we got one more section. What did Ed do? He did end of the 6 over 6 to the end.
Yeah, I didn't know how.
That's very much like that one.
If it had been upside down, it would have diverged.
How about example 3D on 584? And that is I think a good rule might be for when you use the root test is if you have a problem that has only exponents in it. Do you notice that Dr. Thomas's example has only exponents in it? And this problem has only exponents in it, doesn't it? So I'm going to consider L equal to the limit of the nth root of a sub n. Isn't that what he did? Everybody agree? But that's equal to the limit of the square root of 2 to the n over n to the third.
That should be the nth root.
And I left off the n. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay? Everybody agree? But that's equal to, you don't have to put all these steps in, that's equal to the limit of the nth root of 2 to the n, is it not? Over the nth root of n to the third. Is that correct, everybody? But that is equal to the limit of 2 to the n over n power. Do I need to draw arrows, or does everybody see where those n's came from? Everybody okay with it? Josh, you're the only one that hadn't shook your head. Okay? Over n to the 3 over n power. Does everybody agree? Which is equal to 2 to the 1, n over n, right? Over n to the 1 over n. No, this is too easy to pass up. Isn't this n to the 0? No, I can't do that. Yet I can't do that. Because it's a race, I have to notice that this is n to the 1 over n to the third power.
Which would be 1 to the third power.
Yeah. But do y'all agree with that? Everybody?
It's still the limit of the...
I now need to put a limit in front of it. When I first wrote it, I didn't think I thought I was going to finish it right there, but I couldn't. And that's equal to 2, that's equal to limit. Now I can finish it. I think this is equal to 2 over 1 to the third. Why? Because the limit of the nth root of n, you told Dr. Thomas was 1, right? But that is equal to n to the 1 over n power, which is 1. And isn't that exactly what we have right there? Which is equal to 2. So a sub n diverges by square root test, or the root test, not the square root test. Actually, Ed, to be perfectly correct, we should put an n right there,
Right,
shouldn't we?
right.
But we're not going to be perfectly correct.
Okay.
We could, as I say, there's always the option of writing out R-O-O-T space T-E-S-T.
And you know, everybody knows there are fewer steps with this. So take one of this on the test, and only take about a half a page.
I want to confess to you again. I never would use the root test. I just know there's options out there, is all I'm saying. It makes that a marvelously easy problem, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So put it in your toolbox. See you Friday. Friday we're going to do alternating series, and the test will start on Monday. But alternating series is not hard the way I do it. What you guys need to do is start getting caught up on that homework, right?
So what's the last test? What's it called?
The last test,
So you
final exam. You mean before the final exam?
You said you're teaching us one more test.
I'm going to teach you, yes, I'm sorry, the last test here. I really wasn't being silly, I didn't understand. The last test is called the alternating series test.
Okay.
And you know what an alternating series is. Plus, minus, that's all it is.
Is there a rock concert going on outside?
Do I?
Sounds like there's a band playing outside.
You know what that is? Today is